So though we spend ample time examining consumer-based AR endpoints, greater near-term impact is seen today in the enterprise. So how big is this opportunity, and what are best practices for enterprises to implement and realize tangible value from AR? This is the topic of a recent Artillery Intelligence report, which is built around a series of case studies. So first, to define enterprise AR, it takes many forms, including data visualization in corporate settings, or line-of-sight instructions to support assembly and maintenance in industrial settings. It also shines in field maintenance or support for IT services. And the idea is that AR's line-of-sight orientation can guide frontline workers. So compared to the mental mapping that they do with 2D instructions, AR lets them achieve operational efficiencies, which, when implemented at scale, can add up to worthwhile bottom-line impact. And macro benefits include lessening job strain and streamlining knowledge transfer, which in turn preserves institutional knowledge. And that happens by both delaying retirement for skilled workers and upskilling novice workers faster. But it's not all good news, so several practical and logistical barriers stand in the way, including organizational inertia and politics and fear of new technology among stakeholders like frontline workers. And the biggest symptom of this is pilot purgatory, which is when AR is adopted at the pilot stage, but then never progresses to full deployment. It's the biggest pain point in industrial AR today. So how do you tackle that? This traces back to our 3Ps construct, which stands for people, product, and process. And these are the areas where AR falls down, so it's also where implementation strategies should focus. So starting with people strategies, Enterprise AR's value proposition should be customized to individual stakeholders, not just ROI metrics that appeal to the C-suite. So for example, with frontline workers, stress personal benefits to them, like reduction in job strain and gaining valuable skills. So for example, a few case studies in our report achieve this by demonstrating to frontline workers that AR can make their jobs easier with less mental strain, which really resonated and boosted that frontline buy-in. So moving on to product strategies, the principles of product market fit should apply, just like with any product. So for AR, that translates to applying it where it can have the most impact. So it's not a silver bullet. For example, it's effective in guiding complex, non-repetitive tasks like heavy equipment assembly, but it doesn't add value to simple, repetitive tasks like changing the oil in your car. You can just memorize how to do that. And its value is felt greatest where there are high stakes. So for example, in one of our case studies, AR's use in spacecraft assembly was really valuable because it makes the process faster and more accurate. And obviously with spacecrafts, accuracy can mean big dollars and lives. So finally, the last P is process. So this is all about internal deployment. And here it's less about the technology and more about the tactics of marketing. So it requires change management best practices and internal communications programs that should resemble ad campaigns. So make it sexy, stress its advantages to individual personas, and use thoughtful language with consistency, again like a marketing campaign. And we saw a few of the companies in our report do this to achieve meaningful traction among personnel, and they continue to double down on AR investments based on that success. So that just scratches the surface, and you can see more case studies in the full report, including goals and implementation and quantifiable results and tactical takeaways. And the point of all of this is to set AR up to succeed, because after all the investment to bring it into an organization, returns can be better realized if it's then deployed effectively. And these best practices will represent an accelerant to enterprise AR, finally hitting its stride and getting closer to a tipping point.